Jamal Niaz here with Joe Joyce, head of a massive fight here in Manchester. Bit of a strange press conference. You were trying not to insult each other too much, but you were trying to give the fans something to laugh about. What was it like up there gauging each other out?
Yeah, it was tough. Like it's hard to think of something to say to him really, because we both were ready and know that action's going to happen on fight night. So. A bit back and forth from Adam Morelli and what's his name? David Higgins. Yeah, which was interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're both ready, and we both know exactly. I don't know. We're both like pretty friendly outside of the ring, and but we know we've got a job to do, and it's going to be a great fight.
Because you both had a lot of time to prepare for each other with how on and off the fight has been over the past year. Just in terms of the outside of the ring politics, how has that affected you in camp, if anything?
It hasn't really affected me at all. I've just been getting on with what I need to do, and what Salas wants from me, what adjustments I need to make in the ring and in the gym.
Has it infuriated you that people have been questioning why the rematch clause is a thing? And yeah, if you just want to explain from your point of view why that is an important part of the contract for yourself.
Well, it's not something I asked for. It's what my team did because at this position, I could have just waited for a shot and fought easier opponents, but I decided to have a challenge and fight Joseph Parker, which is a risky fight, and I'm being the A side, like number one in the WBO. It just makes sense to have a rematch clause, and if this fight's so good, then why not do it again? But I'm not planning on losing to Joseph Parker, so I aim to win, so it won't even matter anyway.
And obviously you're no stranger to USYK. You fought in the amateurs, and that is the target goal of both of you, of fighting him. You must be really excited about that prospect. Obviously not looking too far ahead, but that's something that you want to do in the pro game, isn't it? Beat OLEKSANDR USYK.
Yeah, that'd be good to have a rematch with him. Depending what happens, you never know what's going to happen, because obviously Fury's there wanting the fight. So I'll see what happens. But if them two fight, then this is for the interim WBO. So then I'll be upgraded to the full WBO champion, which can't be bad. And then from there I can fight whoever I want to defend it against.
Do you feel like you've got a lot to prove in this fight? Obviously, the experience of Parker is something that's been spoken about over and over again. We know that he's fought AJ. We know that he's fought Dillian Whyte and Chisora and those guys. Do you feel like you've got things to prove in this fight to the British boxing and worldwide boxing public?
Yeah, just to prove that I'm elite and I'm at this top level now, that I can then become world champion, and not this is the business end now.
Have you enjoyed the verbal warfare side of things? Because obviously, potentially down the line, if you meet someone such as Tyson Fury, that's just going to be part of it, isn't it? Someone trying to pick your brains, and obviously that's kind of rubbed off on Joseph Parker. He's liked exploring that side of that game. Is that something that you've welcomed, that you've been interested in ahead of this fight?
I guess it just depends on the opponent, because I guess if they push me and say things that I'm bothered or triggered about, then I'll have something to say. But in this press conference, I didn't really have anything to say to hype up the fight, because the fight speaks for itself, and Saturday night will be a great fight night. Whoever wins, but obviously it'll be me, preferably.
Obviously, Joseph Parker, he's transformed since becoming an Andy Lee fighter and joining up with Tyson Fury. Have you seen that? And is it not even worth looking back at those fights against Dillian Whyte, where he did sustain some damage and he was in trouble?
Yeah, I mean, you can only change so much under different coaches. Deep down, you have to have the ability inside yourself to get yourself where you want to be. But then the coach is there to steer the ship and to give you the combinations and I guess the confidence and to do what you got to do, and to pick it up to these level fights.
Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, it looks like it could happen next. Do you see that fight happening? How do you see that one going?
Which fight, sorry?
Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
Well, you never know. Fury changed his mind. He said he wants to fight for nothing. He wants $500 million. So, but I hear that there's like really good terms for Joshua. So hopefully he takes the fight, because it's the fight everyone wanted to see.
I have to ask as well, Eddie Hearn has stated that if Usyk and Wilder were to fight, which is another really fascinating fight, that he believes Wilder wouldn't win a round, but he has the power to really hurt Usyk in there. Is that something you'd agree with as well?
Yeah, I would agree with that, but to a point. I think Wilder always has the finisher in his back pocket, and he's quite patient and waiting it, even though he's getting outboxed or something. But then he's training with Malik Scott, which I've seen like from what he's like posted and stuff. He seems to be improving, and it'll be interesting to see him out there again against Helenius. That'll be a good fight.
In terms of what you saw Joshua do and achieve in that rematch against Usyk, he obviously was a lot better, and it was a closer fight, even though Usyk still won. Do you take away positives from a performance like that from Anthony Joshua? And obviously you have your own game plan, I'm sure, of how you'd go about beating Usyk, the amount of times that you watched him and been in there with him.
Yeah, though I'm not sure why. Like in the corner, they were saying he was up and he was winning and stuff. Maybe it was that a confidence thing, or so I'm not too sure.
Perfect. Really appreciate your time, Joe, and best of luck on Saturday night. Thank you, brother. Thank you.